local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Welcome inside the new Lloydminster Nissan. We want to thank you for giving us some of your time and joining us here today at the new Lloydminster Nissan, where right now you can get 0% financing on the incredibly popular Nissan Rogue, Nissan Sentra, or Nissan Kicks models. And we want to remind you again that the new Lloydminster Nissan service department is now open on Saturdays from 9 to 1. Of course, we service all makes and models, and Saturdays generally reserved for oil changes and for tire work. Joey Hurley is here to chat with us about Pride Week next week, presented by the 2S LGBTQIA Plus Society of Lloydminster. So thanks for being here, Joey.
Yeah, no
Appreciate that. And we want to tell you about Superior Water. Superior Water specializes in nothing but water. And with over 22 years in the business, they're proud and confident that their water and their service is superior. For iron filters, water softeners, reverse osmosis distillers, chlorine removal, and H2S odor removal, give Superior Water a call at 780-875-6636 or stop in and see them on their 57th Avenue location right beside Sheepskin Loft. And stay hydrated with pure, clean water. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste, and after all, it is Superior Water. Congratulations to the latest Cupcakes for Caregivers recipient, Natasha Cron at the Lloydminster and District Co-op Pharmacy. Natasha is a certified diabetes educator, and she's a travel pharmacist as well. And I'm kind of embarrassed. I had to ask what that is. And she filled us in, that's for sure. But she's such a humble lady. She quickly pointed out to us that there were others in the community that do what she does. She mentioned another pharmacist that's right there at the co-op. Well, she can do that too. And she's just humbled. Natasha, thank you for everything you do. It's our pleasure to give you some cupcakes and recognize you. And clearly, by the reaction of her coworkers, you are very deserving as well. So your patients feel very strongly that you deserve to be recognized, and so do we. So congratulations. Cupcakes for Caregivers is proudly brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster and the Lloydminster and District United Way. To nominate a caregiver, just send us an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. All you got to do is tell us a little bit or a lot about your caregiver, or in some cases, as we've seen, caregivers. Lloydminster Auto Club is holding their 47th annual specialty vehicle show this Saturday at Lions Park across from the Lloyd Mall. Registration goes from 9 to noon, and the show runs until 4. Donations this year go to Border City Connects and the Fred North Foundation. The Paradise Hill Summer Bash is coming up on August the 9th. It features Jade Eagleson this year with special guest Drew Gregory. Brett Novlin told us that individual tickets are still available on Eventbrite and at Paradise Hill Ranch in Western Wear, but they also have sponsorship packages still available as well.
We do still have some availability for tables, so not just individual tickets, but tables as well. So if you have a business or you're looking to bring a group of people, that's the best way to enjoy the show, is to have a table, and there's different levels of sponsorship for that as well. So yeah, that's definitely a really, really good bonus if you're looking to bring a group of people.
You can also, again this year, catch a bus from Lloydminster on August 9th, and they do still have room for a couple of more ball teams if you want to enter the ball tournament during the Summer Bash as well. Border City Farmers Market is on today. It runs from noon to 5 at the Service Sports Center. Border City Farmers Market runs all year round on Thursdays, and right now you can bet that it features some great produce. I had my first off the plant raspberry the other day. You just can't compete with a store-bought. They're just so much better. So this season, BC fruit will also be available at the Border City Farmers Market. Well, time now for one of my favorite features. It's Live in Lloydminster. This is everything entertainment and more. It's your insight into upcoming shows and more at the Vic Juba Theatre. And here's your host, Sierra Bennett.
Do you need something to do at the end of summer? Luckily, we have a complimentary show for you. Hi everyone, I'm Sierra Bennett, and I just wanted to hop on here and tell you all about the Alberta Day complimentary concert featuring Spencer Joe and Dylan Hansen and the Rough Cuts. With Spencer Joe's music, you can expect a mix of punk and folk. Dylan Hansen and the Rough Cuts, you might recognize them from being on our stage in the Lloyd Local series, or maybe at 4th Meridian. They are a local band with Dylan, Brent, and Cody, and you can expect some Canadian music, some country, some folk. They're so good, such nice people. If you're free, August 31st, be sure to check it out. More information can be found on our website, vicjubatheatre.ca. But yeah, I'm Sierra Bennett, and I hope to see you there.
And more summer entertainment. The Gold Horse Casino presents Madeline Merlot and Sean Austin on Saturday, July 26th. Tickets are available at showpass.com for only $25 right now. And Smurfs opens up at May Cinema 6 on Friday night. It's a new story using your favorite characters from the beloved Smurf series. Now, when we were over in Belgium, we didn't realize that Smurfs originated there, but on every corner, in every park bench, in every store, there are Smurfs. It's kind of neat. In this version of Smurfs, Papa Smurf is mysteriously taken away by evil wizards, and Smurfette leads the rest of the Smurfs on a mission into the real world, into our world, to save him. Smurfs is directed by Chris Miller, who was also involved with the Shrek movies. It's an impressive voice cast that features Rihanna as Smurfette, John Goodman as Papa Smurf, Nick Offerman, Kurt Russell, Hannah Waddingham, and Nick Kroll. Also showing at May Cinema 6, you can check out Superman, which everyone tells me they just love, Jurassic World Rebirth, F1 the movie, How to Train Your Dragon, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. A reminder that May Cinema 6 has daily matinees all summer long. Get showtimes and tickets for all current and upcoming movies, including Smurfs, at maytheaters.com. Live in Lloydminster is brought to you by the Vic Juba Theatre and May Cinema 6. BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and they will help you get your life back. 1-833-246-8326. Lloydminster's local restoration company is also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. And when they take care of you, that is their goal. Taking care of your property and your belongings is very important, but they take pride in taking care of you and your family. 1-833-246-8326. We'll take a break. When we come back here at the new Lloydminster Nissan, Joey Hurley is going to tell us about Pride Week, which is next week here in Lloydminster.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal. And that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster and a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience care freedom living at Wellings of Lloydminster, where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. Stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole, at 7211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side, and visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more. Wellings of Lloydminster, care freedom living starts here. Well, we want to welcome you back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, where Joey Hurley joins us. He's the vice president, right?
Vice chairperson.
Vice chairperson, okay.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have to go back and change that on the intro. But Pride Week is here. Well, pretty much here. It starts on Sunday. So thanks for being here, Joey. Appreciate it.
No problem.
So how are things going? How are things with, and I'm not going to try to list it off without it in front of me, but how are things going with the society?
I think we're seeing both positive strides and negative strides. I think we're seeing more allies, more supporters come out of the woodworking. We're seeing more of the queer community in Lloydminster kind of getting connected together. Because the toughest thing sometimes is people don't know we exist, or you have people that maybe you're still kind of figuring themselves out that don't have queer friends or inclusive friends or workplaces or families, and it's finding them and connecting them with us is kind of a big push. On the other end, though, we still see kind of the negativity with social media. I think as soon as people can say things without repercussions, like we'll see in some of the Facebook groups or online, they run with it. And so we're seeing both positive and negative strides, I feel.
Is the hate mostly online, though? Is that?
I think it's mostly online. I'm even recalling from last year, we did our Pride Walk from Synergy, and I think people had slight gestures that they had given us, but there was nothing overly negative. We had no in-person negativity that we had to deal with at any of the events. We've even been a part of like health and wellness fairs, and again, same thing. If people had comments, they kept them to themselves and they kept walking. But more so online when it's anonymous posts or it's maybe just a name on a Facebook profile, people feel more willing to just speak their mind, and it may not be the most friendly thing when it's about, hey, we're looking for live bands to play at this event. And we thankfully have a lot of really good people in this community that are willing to just, hey, what you're saying is misinformation. Hey, this mindset that you have doesn't align with what we're doing here. You think that we're this type of person, but in reality, if you came to one of our events, you'd see that, no, we're just providing an inclusive space that people can connect.
Right. Happens for politicians. It happens for a lot of people online. It's easier when you're sitting behind a keyboard to criticize somebody. But you know, what I find is you really feel like you're making strides when somebody else comes to your defense. Mm-hmm. When you don't have to come to your own defense. When somebody else kind of sticks up for you and says, whoa, this kind of hate is not this. Yep. And this is, by the way, that's not true, by the way. Just filling people in a little bit more. So you're saying like more of that is happening. That to me means there's a lot of strides.
I've definitely seen more of that, even just in the last week or 2 weeks as we're posting more on just these are the events coming up. We're looking for vendors for our Pride Market. We're looking for live entertainment to make sure that these events are engaging and inclusive and fun. And it's just, the negative comments. But there's just, I find as many people that are like, well, why do you think that way? Or, well, that's not accurate. That's not how this group presents themselves. Or you have an issue with acceptance. You have an issue with people being proud of who they are. And so I do appreciate, and I do really want to single out some of those good people that are in the comments alongside our board members and our page and just trying to clear up some of that misinformation.
Are you guys growing? Because you mentioned, people are finding out who we are. So
I think so. Like in the last year, we have our online Facebook page for mostly of our events and engagement. We have kind of a support group that we have going, Instagram to kind of connect more with the youth and the younger ones. But we've also in the last year opened up to like Discord because some people are more techie. So I feel that we are growing. We're getting new members. We're getting new people that are wanting to be engaged. The unfortunate thing I think is there was a lot of people in previous years that were in Lloyd, and then when they didn't really have the community in Lloyd, they moved somewhere else. So I've seen a lot of those of, oh, I have a community in Saskatoon, but now that there's something in Lloyd, when I come home during the summer, I can feel more engaged and feel more connected. So I do feel like we are growing and we are reaching more people. I can even recall at the tail end of last year, we did a Trans Day of Remembrance. And it was really impactful to see some of our early college students or our younger teens come forth and say, this is how I feel about this. These are my pieces. And it's not always kind of my generation pushing to make sure that things are heard. It was really nice to see the youth and again, the early college students come forth and say, we care about rights. We care about pride. We care about being seen and heard. So that was really cool.
Is it easier for young people than it was for you? Because there appears to be more acceptance? And I see that in everything. I see that in race. I see that in a lot of things, right?
I think it's a dichotomy of, yes, it definitely is more inclusive for a lot of minority groups for the younger generation because it's just, they're there, they're present, they're more common. And even just when I think of my generation being parents, they're creating more inclusive environments. But at the same time, I think it leads a little bit to just the ignorance is bliss mentality of, well, it's just always here, so we don't have to fight for it. And then we sometimes forget the history of the fighting that has been done to get where we're at. So kind of a, yes, more inclusive, but maybe a little bit of unaware of what has come. And that, it may be easier right now, but in the same breath, if we stop fighting, it's not going to be easy for the next generation.
When you guys were in the parade, how did that go? Because you guys had one of the nicest. A lot of people just put a vehicle in, and that's fine. You decorate up the vehicle. You guys did. You went a little bit further than that, and it looked nice. We were just talking about the parade is still getting lots of views on our pages. So, when you're in the parade and stuff,
I think the parade has always been one where we have to do it because we're seen. We're a part of the community, and we want to let people know that we exist. And what better way than the Lloydminster Parade? That is, I've lived in Lloyd my entire life. That is the flagship thing of Lloydminster, in my opinion. Everybody has a parade float. People still have their comments. People still have their responses that they'll give. And something like watching the parade, you're among a crowd. You can say comments and maybe not pinpoint exactly who's saying the comments. So there will always still be that hate, but I found in moments like that, it still is the people that are like, thank you. I needed to see that. Thank you. It is good to know that you exist.
When we talk about stuff like you had said, you lived in Lloydminster all your life. So when we talk about this stuff, are you talking generally about Lloydminster or about the entire, Lloydminster specifically? I want to ask about Lloydminster specifically and its acceptance.
I would say, so acknowledging specifically Lloydminster, there is still a lot of work to do. I think Lloydminster at times can be a very not forward-thinking community and can be tough with change. I mean, I feel, having grown up here, for the longest time, it was a very transient town. It was, we're right here, stuck on the highways. People have to drive through us to get places. And so growing more into just an accepting community, we're getting there, but there is still more work that needs to be done. More inclusion, more acceptance.
And Pride Week is part of that. What's Pride Week all about?
Pride Week, for me and the society, is just connection. I think a lot of the comments that we have heard is just, I didn't know you existed. And so making sure that we have, this is our mark, we're here, come and connect out, just being involved. I've kind of done a couple different interviews preparing for Pride Week, and very much just in these times, between the social climate of our southern neighbors, between the provincial changes and decisions with school systems, now is the time that we need to be present. And so being involved, showing up, that's what Pride Week is about.
I hope it's okay I ask all these questions.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I feel like, you're a good gauge, a temperature gauge of what's happening in our community. I wouldn't know. So it's good to have, that gauge. So I appreciate you answering those questions. I know when Jennifer was here last year, she had faced some direct hate, and I hope that's not the reason she didn't come back or nobody else came with you. Like not on the show, but prior to.
Yeah.
And so that's what I like to see curbed, right? Like that's like online. I feel like if you're posting stuff online, you're just a coward anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But if you're, but I think she had a coffee thrown at her last year, right? That kind of stuff. Like it would be awesome if somebody came and said that didn't happen. That doesn't happen anymore, kind of thing. That's why I asked where we're headed.
Yeah.
Where we're, I want to see it. If it's an arch, I'd like to see it drop, just like we've seen a lot of other things drop as well. So let's get into Pride Week. Let's talk about when it starts and what's going on.
Yeah, so Pride Week starts this Sunday, July 20th. We kind of like done in previous years, we have kind of our tentpole events. So on the Sunday, we're doing our flag raising, Pride Walk, and our Pride Market.
That's a big day.
Yeah. We really like to open with that big, fun, community-minded, all-ages-minded event. So that's being held at Synergy Credit Union.
What time's that start?
12. So we're
okay.
starting with the flag raising, land acknowledgements, all of those wonderful open the week up moments at noon, with our then walk to follow from Synergy, kind of looping, I believe, up by City Hall and then back around to Synergy. And then from there, we have our vendor market, bouncy castles, live music, burgers, sponsored by Co-op, and just overall just an environment that people can connect. I was kind of going over the list earlier. We have about 15 vendors ranging from queer art designs. We have a couple food vendors as well, which was really cool to see. And my personal happy point is just to see community organizations. So we have the Spark Foundation coming to do a booth, kind of twofold, a little bit on their Brass and Thread volunteer organization, and also the Youth Center. We have the Sexual Assault Center, a big partner of ours, coming and doing a booth as well. And then I believe we also have a member of the community doing a booth raising money for the Residence and Recovery Daycare. So I really enjoy, as being part of a nonprofit myself, having the other nonprofit communities collaborate together, because we're all kind of in the fight to better the lives of these minority groups.
I love that too. That's a huge part of what Lloydminster is all about. So Sunday is kind of the big day.
Yeah.
Does it go, like, because I've looked at the forecast, does it go rain or shine, Joy?
I would say so. I would
Okay.
say so. I don't think
Like
a little. I
fingers
don't think a
crossed.
little bit of rain. Yeah, I think thunder and lightning aside, I think a little bit of rain won't ruin our festivities, ruin our events. So no, I would say rain or shine. Yes.
Okay. What I want to do is take a break, and then
Yeah.
we'll come back. We'll find out about the rest of the week, which again starts on Sunday at Synergy Credit Union.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, and we have Joey Hurley here. He's the vice chair of the 2S LGBTQIA plus Society of Lloydminster, and I was just telling Joey that I'm kind of ignorant on some of this stuff. So, if could you tell us what all that kind of stands for?
Sure. So the original kind of lettering was the LGBT. And in the last...
I can say that one, LGBTQ.
Yeah, LGBTQ. So the lesbian community, the gay community, the bisexual community, the transgender, and then the queer, which is kind of the umbrella term for maybe people who don't necessarily feel like they fit into one letter or the other. There's also been a larger push for the 2S community, which is the two-spirited community, the Indigenous or Aboriginal belief that people have both a masculine and a feminine spirit. The I stands for the intersex community, which is just a proper recognition for those that are biologically born both male and female. And then the A stands for the asexual community, which is for those that are not sexually attracted to people. I've also seen the letter A used for the ally community. I personally like it. I appreciate having, again, more recognition, but I know some people kind of struggle with the A being used for ally when kind of allies are their own piece to the community rather than under the umbrella of the lettering.
And then the plus is just inclusive.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just for those that maybe aren't recognized by one of the letters there without kind of running into just a full-on list of all letters. So good catch-all.
We left off kind of on Sunday. Sunday's a huge day. Take us to Tuesday. What have you got going on for Tuesday?
So I meant to mention earlier as well, we're doing a theme this year. So our theme is kind of color outside the lines, very much encouraging just recognition and flair and fun, but also just not being constrained to just boxes. So I wanted to just kind of bring that up as well. So
color outside the lines.
Yeah. So Tuesday, we have partnered with Grace United Church, who's been a partner of ours for many, many, many years. Just very wonderful to see that kind of support and healing in the community. And we're doing Chalk the Walk with Grace, which is a kind of a gathering event at Grace United. We're doing chalk painting, there'll be refreshments, just kind of a healthy gathering community space. And that'll be running about 6 to 8 p.m. at Grace United.
Okay. That's Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Wednesday. So
Wednesday, we've partnered with Fourth Meridian Brewery, and we're doing drag bingo with our local drag artist, Naomi, which I'm pumped for. I've never actually been myself to a drag bingo, so I'm pumped to kind of check this out. And that's running from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Right at Fourth Meridian?
Yeah.
Right at Fourth Meridian, okay. And that's Wednesday.
Yep.
Thursday you've got some stuff going on too.
Yeah, so Thursday we are doing a queer movie night. Again, really trying to give opportunities for that teen, that youth community by having some of these movie nights, by having some of these opportunities to show queer media, queer art. And so we're showing the movie, spoiler alert. We have that slated to be at Bud Miller from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're currently kind of working out some of the kinks of it, just with our wonderful summer weather, that it's hard to kind of do an outdoor movie with the sun. So we're trying to make sure that that's going to work the way we want it to. So maybe just kind of keep an eye on social
Might
media.
start a little later kind of thing. Yeah.
So just kind of keep an eye on social media. If we change location or delay that a little bit, that'll be posted on our Facebook pages.
And take some blankets out because it's been cool nights. It has been really, really cool nights lately. So that should start at 8, but it might be pushed back a little bit depending on, might get some cloud cover.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll skip over Friday. Nothing going on Friday. Saturday.
So Saturday is kind of our end of Pride Week event. Again, that other tentpole event. So that is our Lloydminster Drag Showcase. We're partnering with Slay the Night, a local queer drag group. And that's going to be at the Border Inn and Suites from about 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and just, again, really showcasing queer art in expression form. So I'm really looking forward to that myself.
Okay, so what, like queer art, can you go for a little bit deeper?
Yeah, of course. So drag in itself is the art of performance. I've seen some drag queens do comedy. I've seen some drag queens just do impersonation where they dress themselves up as somebody and just emulate and run with it. I've seen live music. I've seen dance expression, lip sync expression. Just it just is it's kind of a whole variety show of doing different things to just express through physical media.
Okay, now you mentioned, we've mentioned some businesses. We mentioned Synergy, Fourth Meridian. Is there any other businesses you want to acknowledge that are sponsors?
So besides, again, like some of those flagship events with Synergy, co-op with food for our event, Grace United, Border Inn and Suites, Fourth Meridian, LPSD is donating some tables for our Pride Market. Again, they've done that for the last couple of years, which is greatly appreciated, just to have space for people to sit. Just a couple attachment, the Slay the Day youth group is kind of the ones putting on our movie night, so they're the volunteers that are getting everything set up, popcorn and stuff like that. In Lloydminster is also our Drag Story Hour chapter, so they are going to be putting on a booth at our event.
Okay.
We also have gotten support from TD. TD has been a big supporter of ours for the last several years, financially, to be able to get a lot of these events going, and so we greatly appreciate their support there.
Is there anything we're forgetting, Joy? One thing I want to ask about the walk. Can anybody just come and take part in the walk?
Of course, yes. At the end of the day, inclusion is about being included. And the more voices, whether queer or not, or just an ally, the numbers are important, the voices are important. And so don't feel like these events are just for the queer community, because if you're an ally and you're a supporter and you want to be involved, then be involved. Because sometimes it's voices maybe like mine, or voices maybe like those that aren't a part of the community, that are helping to be vehicles to get the voices that are harder to hear or maybe not as accessible to everybody.
Now, is there anything else that I'm kind of forgetting?
No, I think overall we're just very excited for that, and as well, I always love to see just Pride Week being the springboard for Pride year-round. So, yeah, it's everything that I have.
Awesome. Thanks for thinking of us.
Yeah, nope.
Thanks for coming to see us, Joey. Appreciate it. And we invite you to follow us on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube as well. We're on YouTube, and we're gaining some popularity there, and we hope to continue that. So if you watch us on Facebook and you know somebody that's not on Facebook or wants to see more of local, please direct them to our YouTube channel, and they can follow us there. We're also on wherever you get your podcasts as well. And we'll be back with you on Tuesday, and Catherine Edwards at Center Stage Studios once again has got 3 actors to celebrate, and so we're excited to have them join us on Tuesday, and we'll talk about what they're in line for on Tuesday. And hope you have a fantastic weekend, and enjoy the nice weather that's coming on Friday for sure. And I'll say this because we need to say it now: go Riders on Sunday, on Saturday night, because I haven't said it. I didn't say it the last week and they lost, so still a little bit superstitious. So go Riders, and we'll talk to you again Tuesday.